Okay, so listen. Where I been? It was Virgo season. Now that we're in Libra season, I'm back. Okay, don't judge me, judge your mama. Nevertheless, I'm sitting in my office and I had to catch up on 5, 6, 7, and 8 so that I can come do this. Why y'all ain't tell me? Why y'all ain't tell me that they was full of shit and messy? Okay, like I said, I'm sitting at my desk. Like my stream one income, and I'm actually working, and I'm taking a break because I was watching it and I was working, and now look at me. Don't put my office no mind. Why y'all didn't tell me they was messy? Why y'all didn't come get me? Why y'all didn't say to Lisa Ray? Why y'all didn't come get me? Oh, have mercy, Jesus, on my soul. Let's talk about it. What's up? How you doing, Ray of Sunshines? I am your girl, Talisa Ray, lifestyle coach. We are reviewing Ready to Love, the Miami season. And I'm going to just review what I want to review as it comes up in my head, even in the past, but more so I could be catched up for the nonsense that's happening tonight since they going on a getaway. I know. Y'all might not even be here. I might be talking to myself, but that's okay too. That's okay too. So listen. This is The Truth Will Set You Free, right? Episode 8. Used to be the X episode. Now it's your truth teller because, I guess they can't get their exes to come on here. I mean, except for those who have good relationships with their exes. Minus those like LJ. But before we even talk about LJ, I just want to briefly talk about Zoe needed to leave. Zoe was very aggressive and very angry. Even if Sharice gives you that kind of energy, there is no reason for a man to be yelling in your face like that with a pool stick in their hand. Hello, sir? Sir, why? Huh? Excuse me. Like I'm literally in my office. I'm looking at some shit I just printed. Child. Nevertheless. Sir, it's a no for me. It's a no for me all the time. Just a synopsis, Kadian, though she's beautiful and she was one of my favorites, is now no longer my favorite. She does seem very combative. Very much so in my spirit. It just makes me it just makes me so disappointed to see her communication style. And if you don't understand her, it's going to come off very aggressive, very offensive, very said the Dungeon Dragon. Even though it's her, I don't know, saying that she's being direct and trying to get to the truth, etc., etc., etc. And then, what was it, episode 6 maybe? When Jamala and Randall talking about olive juice, I said, this is giving me very much so possessive energy. This is giving me very much so your mind energy already. And we at the time, I think we're only on episode number 6. And right now it's just being solidified for me. A lot of it. Oh, but one last thing I'm going to talk about before we get to episode 8 is Kadian and her friend and Swayze. Now, I get it that the whole he only dated Latin women the last 3 years or whatever during his dating frenzy phase. I get that that's a red flag. I get that, for me, I probably would have been taken aback. Like, what's wrong with black women? What's wrong? I probably would have felt away, but I think the way that it was handled was wrong. I feel like the friend, like when Kadian's friend walked in for that friend interaction, that meet my friend interaction or whatever, the way the tone was set by Kadian in the beginning gave her friend free range to drill him. Like we do, girl. Ma'am, that's not what we doing. I want to see if he's a potential match for me. But you know what? She's got the same energy as Kadian. Very much so. I'm going to ask you a barrage of questions and not allow you to answer it. Let you answer it just a little bit and come up with my own conclusion. Like, that's what I feel like has happened when it came to Katie and her friend. Like, yeah, what are the two doors? The bathroom, the closet. We won't be here later this evening. We'll go back to where we're supposed to be. This was just convenient, okay? Because I wanted to get this done. If I don't do it now, we're not going to do it. Was there anything else I should have talked about? I don't know. And like I said, I've been partying all of Virgo from August 23rd to all the way to September 22nd. Today is September 23rd, and I'm calling myself just come back. Like, hey, y'all, hey. Nevertheless, I still do like Samson. But last episode, the flags that they raised or the things that they said, we are only getting surface parts of Samson. We aren't getting the depth, the emotional connection. We're getting he seems like a good guy, the life coach version, the very much so polished and I know the right answers, but I still am digging Samson. I still do not like Mike. Mike is still not one of my favorite people. There is nothing that he is going to be able to do to recover from that. To recover from I like my women seen and I heard comment there's nothing that's going to help me kind of recover. I haven't seen, let me not say it's nothing. I haven't seen anything yet that's going to help me to recover from the thoughts that I have of him now. All right, let's talk about episode 8, shall we? Oh, no. Let's not talk about 8. Let's talk about Justice got kicked off finally the last time. And I like that she ain't even here no more. And I can't even think of her name right now. The moment they gone, I don't remember them, okay? What's her name? Y'all know the one that had all the trauma. Her. I'm glad that she was gone and that everybody recognized that that she had a journey left of healing to do. That she had trauma. That she's a nice woman. She's a beautiful woman, but she's not ready to love. I think I'm glad that everybody, the men and the women, all recognize the fact that she still has healing to do. Like when she had the conversation with Katie and ran off and started crying, I thought, what kind of dramatic acting is this? Like, what are we doing? Why are we doing it? And at that point was really when I knew that Katie might be a little toxic. You're not going to have me looking bad on national TV. Go on and run. Like, girl. Anyway, let's now talk about episode 8. I done spent 8 minutes talking about stuff that I remember that I didn't write down that caught my attention. If there's something else you think that we should be talking about, let me know down below in the comments. I do need to come through with a live just for us to catch up and talk about all of the things. So like I said, The Truth Will Set You Free is episode number 8. And it's the fellas introducing the women into their truth tellers, okay? They're truth tellers. Like I said previously, this used to be the Meet My Exes episode. It is no longer that. Okay, so the first one we meet are introduced to is Randall's ex-girlfriend, Brittany, and Randall is having them meet Jamala, Kayla, and Trinika, okay? Having them sit together at the table. Jamala said something that I always agree on. I'm not in competition with these women. That's the one thing she said. My connection with him stands on its own ground, on its own footing. And because I'm a person that dates one to many, I believe that. My relationship with the people that I date is contingent upon our connection. Not the connections they may have with other people or the ones that I may have with other people, okay? It is contingent upon my one-to-one relationship with you, okay? Not my one-to-many with others. That's just how I feel. However, Jamala still gives me very possessive vibes, very much so jealous. And in this moment, I feel like Jamala feels like she's the prize, like she's in the lead, like she's winning. Like that's the vibe she gives me. Anyway, so all three of them meet her at the same time. Brittany was like, yeah, we dated back in 2014-ish, but that shouldn't have happened. We should have just stayed friends. It was probably one of them drug nights. You know how stuff be happening when you be drunk and you be feeling good and you be like, dang, you really a good person. Dang, you know, and then one thing leads to another. Then in the morning they like, we should try this out. We should see where it goes. And then they find out later, oh, it goes nowhere. It's nothing, nowhere, no one. Let me go my own way. That's how I feel. And my voice sounds like this is because I did have a sore throat. I was partying. I was uncovered. And I'm still recovering from whatever that congestion was that was in my chest. So forgive me for not having the lustrous, melodic tone that you were used to. That cracked me up. Nevertheless, the friend asked, what are your goals? Kayla, in 5 years, I want to be an entrepreneur, and I want my partner to be supportive of that and doing that with me. Trinika, I don't think we saw what Trinika said, but Jamala, instead of providing goals, saw the opportunity to say how she would be a benefit to Randall. But that was not what the lady asked you. The lady asked you, what are your goals in the next 5 years? What's your 5-year plan? That's what she asked. And that is not what you provided. What you provided is what you thought you would be able to contribute to Randall's life, which is organization. And I just was like, ma'am, no, what about you? What about you? And I don't know. She looked kind of, I don't know. Yeah, she got a lot of makeup on. She then asked, well, what things do you think that Randall can work on? Both Trinika and I kind of feel like Kayla both said communication to a point. Trinika said that he's been working on it. He's been calling more, etc. Kayla said he needs to open up and share more, right? But we just found out last episode that y'all ain't even communicating except for that one time we saw y'all. Remember that one time and they was kissing in between the cars? You remember that? That's the one time. Like, we just found out that they ain't even really been talking. And really, they ain't been talking because Kayla, you want him to be vulnerable and open up, but you ain't really feeling him. We saw you crying with your homegirl. I had to throw that in because you feeling Mike. Mike is what you are used to, and so you have this lustful energy with Mike. But Randall, who was keeping eye contact with you, as your friend said, was like who you should go with. So now you trying to act like you knew. Girl, you didn't even like him. I mean, you was just doing something. She's got beautiful skin. And then Jamala said, I want him to share what his expectations are. I'm sharing mine. I want to know what his is. And I feel in this instance is where she might be a little older. I can't remember how old she is, but I feel like she might be older than him. And she might be in a space where he's not ready for what she wants. You know how y'all know how we come up with our expectations and boundaries. Listen, I did my hair last week and it's itching in here. Anyway, y'all know how we are with expectations and boundaries and whatnot, okay? And she wants him to be like, this is what I'm expecting. I don't know if he's really ready for that. I don't even know if he's like, these are my expectations. These are the things that I want. This da-da-da-da-da-da, right? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Like, I don't know. But I will say that Brittany picked up the same thing about Jamala. I asked her for her goals, but she told me what she could do for you. Be leery of a woman that talks about how she can help you and doesn't have a plan or is not autonomous on her own. I mean, that's what I read. That's what I heard. I don't know what y'all heard. What did you hear? I heard her say that Kayla is cool, calm, and collected, and that's who you should be with. What y'all think? Y'all think that that's the right choice? I think that Trinika is being looked over because she is coming across very soft-spoken, very, not necessarily sex kitten, but kind of. Not like the normal sex kittens we see. They always have one. That's my job. I told y'all I'm sitting here in my office in front of my desk. And I said, let me take this few moments, okay? Because it's 1 o'clock. It's semi-lunchtime. And use this. Not that nobody's looking for me. Anyway, the next group of people we see is Mike. Mike invites Kayla and invites Brandy. And his family friend is there as his truth teller. Listen, because the only ex he have is his ex-wife. And she like, I ain't coming on there. Come on, let's keep it a band. That ex-wife ain't showing up. That was his last serious relationship. So he had to bring somebody that he thought would be able to see and tell and be his truth teller. I really didn't write a lot about them, because Kayla shows up first, and you do see they do have that lustful, sexual energy between the two of them. You see that. And she seems to be holding her own. But what I also want to say is Kayla doesn't have really any strong connections. No one is automatically saying that she's their number one. Okay, that's how I'm seeing it. Randall is who she fools with, who she likes. And it's Randall and it's Mike. I feel like it was just the two of them, Randall and Mike. And both of them are saying other people are their stronger connections. So she's kind of like out here flailing in the wind, trying to see where she gets in, fit in where she can get in, right? Nevertheless, then you see Brandy comes up, and per usual, him and Brandy have this huge connection. Huge connection. It's just like when Brandy's friend was there, and it was Samson and Brandy, Samson and Mike, and I didn't know that Samson had a connection with Brandy. I didn't even know that. And I'm going to take this moment to say, fellas, take a page from Samson right here, being able to express that I am interested in you, that I like you, that I'm attracted to you. To me, I think that is very sexy. I think that is very intentional. It's very purposeful. It tells me that you are actually interested in me. There is no guessing game. We don't want to guess. I want to know. I want to know that you desire me. I want to know that you want to spend time with me. I want to know. That's me personally. Now, ladies, if you agree with me, let me know down below in the comments. And it's not for me. It's more for the men. So that when they trolling and they looking or whatever and listening and stuff, so that they can say, oh, I guess women do. This is what they want. We like direct communication. We like to know where we stand. Like Jamala said, what are your expectations? What is it that you want from me? Are we just having a good time? Because if we're having a good time, I can govern myself accordingly. Okay? That's it. That's all. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Is the fact that we like clear communication, especially if you feel like you like me. I want to know that you like me. I don't want to fucking be guessing. We too old to be guessing. The fuck you mean? Guess if you like me. What? No, tell me. So, but also in that moment, we saw that Brandy's love language is words of affirmation. Hence the reason she was taken aback by the gift, because gifts aren't her thing, instead of just accepting the gift. Nevertheless, like I was saying, at that moment, you knew that when Mike showed up, like her focus went into him. Mike ain't show up with gifts for nobody else, but he did for Brandy and her friend, okay? Brandy and Dakota, okay? And that's exactly how it was when Brandy walked in with Mike and his friend Gloranda. I don't know what her name was. I ain't write it down. But that's exactly what we saw. We saw that same energy. Like, oh my God, like, it's her. I'm glad she's here. And even the friend picked up on it when they left. They were like, yeah. She was like, yeah, I saw you had a connection with Kayla, but it felt more like sexual energy. But when Brandy showed up, you were more relaxed. You were actually nervous. You were laughing, you know. And I think that that's a telltale sign of if somebody is really like into you. Yeah, you can be attractive, and we can have this sexual energy that we be having. Y'all forgive me with my hair. I want it to look right on screen too, okay? It's my little bit of vanity showing up. Nevertheless, you want someone to be comfortable with you enough to be themselves. I want to feel like I'm a safe space for you. I want to feel like you can be and do and say all that you want with me because you trust me. That's how I feel. That's what I want. And that's the vibe that the friend said she got. Like, you were laughing, you were more comfortable, it wasn't tense, like, or that could be a homegirl vibe. But you know, that's not what they got. Okay? I'm going to keep it moving, and I'm going to talk about Samson. Samson flew his ex-girlfriend, Alabelle, I don't know, that's probably not right, in to sit and have a conversation with Sharice, Looney, and Brandy. And again, Brandy is here because, she's one of Samson's likes. I didn't even know, like, when did they date? And I didn't even know Looney was, like, on the radar, but maybe they just having conversations. Nevertheless, they are here, okay? And I can't remember what the question was, but it was something to the effect of, do you see yourself with Samson? Honey, Looney was about to talk, and Sharice was like, I do. And not only do I see myself with him, I like him, and I want to I'm putting notice out to you ladies that I will fight for him. And I don't think she meant like physically fight, but I mean, I'm going to show up as best I can to show him that I am interested in him. Just the way why am I so loud? Just how we want men, or how we want men to say, to make us feel desired. Men want that too. Men want to know that you are interested in them. At least that's what I think. Fellas that be watching, what y'all think? They also want to know. They also want to know that there's a space for them. They also want to know that you care about them, that you're interested in them. If not, it fizzles out. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And so Looney is looking like, oh, that's a lot. And you know what? I'm just going to show up as myself. I'm going to show up as me, as my whole self. I'm not about to fight for you. You need to choose me. Okay? Which way do you feel? How do you feel? Like, here's the thing. For me, I ain't fighting for nobody in the literal sense of like fighting for somebody. I'm not even probably fighting for somebody in the sense that Sharice is. I am going to show up as my whole self. I am going to show you that I am interested in you, in hopes that it is reciprocated. And if it is not, I am going to go on about my business. I'm going to go on about my business. Okay? I'm showing up as my full self, my full, authentic, transparent self. I'm giving you the attention that you require. When I like you, when I'm still into you, I'm letting that be known. And the moment that's no longer there, then what are we doing? I think it's a fair exchange, no robbery, right? It should be reciprocated. I'm showing you that I'm interested. You're showing me that you're interested. And guess what? We are going to go on from there. At least that's how I see it and what I'm feeling right now. And then, Brandy, like, she all like, there was a red flag because I was on the same level as everybody else. He was buying everybody gifts. That's his love language. We really need to have the conversation about love languages. We really, really need to have the conversation about love languages. And I keep putting it off, but we really, really need to have that conversation. But they all do agree that, oh, no, I'm sorry. Looney asked the question. You hear my neighbors speaking in Spanish? I'm loud, so they louder than me. Can you hear them? If you can, don't worry about it. You got some words you want me to translate? I'll do my best. Nevertheless, so Looney asked, how do we get him to open up? Or maybe that was Sharice. One of the ladies said, how do we get him to open up? And she said the same thing that I would think that for I'm going to say 80% of men, because some men open up naturally. But I feel like you have to be a safe space. You have to be a safe space in order for him to be vulnerable. They have to be able to trust you. Anyway, let's keep going. Because Swayze invites Ish to meet Kadian as his truth teller. And we are coming off the heels of you chose not to date black women. You only dated Latin women conversation. And so what we find out is that he feels like she didn't stick up for him. You didn't go to bat for me. You let your friend talk crazy to me. You didn't say, whoa, 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 slow down. And the reason she didn't do that is because she has that same energy. It's the same energy. A barrage of questions without giving somebody a chance to breathe, to answer, to explain themselves. You are the judge and the jury, okay? The lawyer, the judge, and the jury. You are the prosecutor, the judge, and the jury when it comes to Kadian. Like, she has already made her her case and the decision and sentenced you all in a 10-minute conversation. It's just how I see it. She's not giving you a chance to explain. And that is how she's been with every single conversation. It's one thing to be strong. It's one thing to be direct. It's another to feel like you're having an abrasive conversation, or the way Swayze feels is that you're being dismissed, because she's always making the faces. You know the faces, y'all. I mean, we make the faces with our friends. Really like, this nigga, what is he talking about? You don't know. Like, she has more to say, and it's all up in here. I mean, we're expressive. We're expressive. And depending on the expression is going to share with somebody exactly what you're thinking. The friend is like, you can make it work, but I can see where there could be an issue. Swayze says he feels like she's selfish when she rolls her eyes or when she makes those faces, that it's really about her and her only. I know she's watched it. I know she's rolling her eyes when she sees it, but I want her to take a real moment and take a look and be like, maybe he's right. Maybe they are right. Sometimes what people see is the truth. I know people's perceptions of you and what people think of you is none of your business, but sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. Okay, so then we see LJ. Now this one took the cake for me. LJ with his ex Laura. Listen, when the moment we saw Laura, I was like, she still got feelings for him. This seems real fresh. Why would he choose her? This seems like, I don't want to be here to meet some woman that you want to meet. He got the nerve to say most people are afraid, to have somebody meet their ex, but not me. When they get to talking, and when I say they, I mean Trinika and Luna, and Trinika discovers that they just was sleeping together a month ago, less than 3 weeks ago. She said last month was 2 days ago. Like, that's a whole ass, like, what are we talking about? And granted, men don't see sex normally the way we do. Sometimes it's just sex. But that woman, her emotions are still wrapped up in him. They had just broken up in the beginning of January, in the beginning of the year, okay? So you're looking like, what the fuck? What is you doing? You a whole ass walking red flag. Have you even healed? No, you know what? You didn't heal because you didn't really care about this girl. You sat in front of this girl and said that there's some things that you gonna talk about. Like, you said, I'm pursuing something different. And so when I find someone, I'm gonna make that the priority. In addition, he did say, though, if you guys rewinded and you listened in the beginning, he said something to the effect of, are you ready to be a part of these ladies, or to be processed of this lady? It was almost like, I don't know, it felt weird. I really wish I could remember what it was that he said. And I don't really feel like going back and looking, and so I'm not. But this is a whole red flag. LJ, he already said last week, I'm not waiting the 90 days. If sex is important. I don't see anything wrong with that if both people agree. She even said that she wasn't waiting the 90 days. She as in Luna. But I feel like you still sleeping with this woman. This woman is still sleeping with you. She's actually even vocalized that she's still in love with you. This is messy. He should be the next one gone. Anyway, whole ass red flag to me. At this point, if he stays, it's because he's Trinika's only connection and she's just doing anything. Like, just stay on there, because I don't know. But yo, so there's a date, a gathering of Mike, LJ, Sharice, and Kadian. Just LJ say just to get the people together. The producers put that together to be messy, because it was a bunch of mess between Kadian and Sharice. And Sharice had been getting better and better and better. But guess what? She decided to show up this time. I'm going to show you the devil. You come for me, I'm going to show you the devil. The devil going to appear in your face. Listen, it was very much so chaotic, very much so tumultuous, very much so messy, very much so yikes. I did like that Mike told her, you don't let nobody answer. You ask a question and you don't let nobody answer. And she was like, yep, that's me. And so if you know that that's you, how are you getting to know someone that you potentially want to love if you aren't going to let them answer any questions that you ask? You know it's an answer. You know it's an issue. But after that, though, Sharice had the nerve to put her little 2 cents in, said that she was aggressive and opinionated. Aggressive is such a horrible word for black women. She could have left it at opinionated, and I think we would have been like, okay. I think that Kadian wouldn't have been so offended. And then the whole, you fake. You said we was friends, that you wanted to be my friend, but today you talking about you not here to make friendships, which is not the premise of the show. The premise of the show is not to make friends. The premise of the show is to find love. So I understand that. You make friends in the process. But they go toe to toe. Toe to toe. This is not a good look at all for us ladies. We are already depicted on TV as these like aggressive women and just, you know, a lot. And so I just don't feel like this was the appropriate time. And though they both were very much so, right? Sharice did come a little harder. She had beef with that girl anyway, and she been wanting to say that she had this beef. She been wanting to say this is how I feel. She been wanting to. So we at the lounge, and they start talking about their dates and stuff that we just talked about that I don't have to go over. But the people on the bottom are Trinika and Looney. When Mike talks to Trinika, we have seen her soft-spoken and sweet the entire time. Not today. She was very much so upset, throwing F-bombs. She's like, she's all like, I'm not fake. So that's why you getting what you getting. Child. Now we know. Now we know that we are getting what we are getting. When you get upset, this is who you are. Like, we know what we know. We know what we know now. Okay? Yeah, we know. I need to maybe chop it a little bit. Whatever. So, Looney is talking to Samson, or Samson is talking to Looney. And shit. She know, just like Trinika knew what it was about. She thought she was the one to go home, though, because she ain't got no solid connections. But guess what? Looney is in the worse off position. Looney is accepting of the fact that, as Samson said, you're not ready to love any of us, right? Your love not here. It ain't that you ain't ready to love. But, and Tommy lets him know that we're going on a getaway this weekend. So tonight, Friday, because I'm recording this on Friday, we are on a getaway. I'm all caught up. I'm not going back. I gave y'all my little bit of opinion. Maybe we'll talk about it if you want to on a live. If I can get my round to it, find my round to it when I get around to it, as my daddy would say. And we could talk about it on the live next week. I do still do Married at First Sight. I just haven't been uploading it here. I just been talking with my family, Jack and Glenn, and August Love Story over on Jack and Glenn's channel. But maybe this week I'll go ahead and upload my thoughts here for this past Wednesday. Maybe last Wednesday too, because I didn't do, I doubt it. We'll see what happens. Y'all let me know down below in the comments what you think about this episode. Look, I got cricket because I hit my desk. Anyway, let me know what you think about this episode down below in the comments. What do you think? These people ready to love? I think Samson is ready to love. I think that he's actually bringing out a kinder, softer side of Sharice. What was that girl's name? It started with an S too. It wasn't Shanika. I don't know what her name was. Can't think of it. Lost it. She gone. It's gone. Y'all let me know. Mike and Brandy will definitely be a couple at the end. Definitely hands down. I don't know about anybody else. Maybe Sharice and Samson. I don't know. Outside of that, I don't know. I am your girl, Talisa Ray. Thank you so much for watching my review of Ready to Love Miami. If it's your first time visiting my channel, still go ahead and click the subscribe button. Still become a ray of sunshine. One of these days, I'm going to get it together. Share this video with your friends. Like the video because you like me. Know that I love you in real life and want every good thing that God has in store for you, even if you don't know what that is for yourself. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I'll catch you on the next review.